So, we're going to be talking about Bug Wars. So, this was a comic sent to me by my friend Chris. Chris, thank you once again, brother. And Bug Wars is an Image comic by Jason Aaron with artwork by Mahmoud Assar. Hope I'm saying that last name right. I hope I'm saying the whole name right, honestly. And this comic is the best way I could describe Bug Wars is if Honey I Shrunk the Kids had a baby with Conan the Barbarian. That's the best way I could describe it, because there's a lot of absurdity in here, but somehow it also has that kind of lore telling and lore building of Conan the Barbarian, which makes sense because, well, Jason Aaron is a massive fan of Conan. I mean, he did do, when it was at Marvel, he did Conan the Barbarian. Anyway, so the story follows, and I'm not joking when I say this boy's name, Slade Slaymaker. Let me say that again. Slade Slaymaker and his mom and older brother into their dad's old house. Their dad was killed in an experiment with bugs, and his older brother saw it, and now he's permanently his brother Sid is permanently traumatized by seeing his dad die, and he just wants to kill all bugs. But Slade wants to, he wants to follow in his dad's footsteps, and he loves bugs and things like that, and he wants to have like he wants to keep bugs at his home. But after his brother goes nuts and kills all of his bugs except for his pet rhino beetle, Pax, he touches an ancient amulet that shrinks him to the size of an ant and discovers that there's a world run by these bug people called the Mites. And the Mites are all these different, it's actually more like, now that I think about it, more like that movie Epic. You guys remember that? Or Fern Gully? But I digress. So there's all these different tribes, like the Beetle Raiders, the Spider Witches, the Wasp Raiders, and the Ant Legions, things like that. So Slade is thrown into this world and discovers that his father was like a great hero among the Mites. And he's now has to carry that destiny as and they call humans world stompers. Yeah, that's your general plot. So this comic, as I said, you would think a comic called Bug Wars would be like kind of almost family friendly, because it sounded like this, and also the plot I gave you would also feel like something at best would be in like Goosebumps or something like that. In reality, this is a pretty fucking gory book. It is mostly bug guts, but bug guts and bug people guts go everywhere. There's also a lot of deep lore. So much lore that at the end of every issue, there's actually like 2 or 3 pages committed of Jason Aaron basically giving lore dumps to the different races. Slade himself is like kind of a nerd, is kind of a dorky kid. He's never really learned how to fit in. He wants to be great. He wants to know what happened to his father. And he is kind of treated as like a chosen one kind of story. And I do like the mystical aspect of it. It isn't science. That's what I also like about this, that this is more of a magic kind of story than it is a science-based one. But there is, they do use science for some of the bugs, and you do get some cool information, but yeah. This comic's also incredibly gory. I do stress gory, and also there's a lot of swearing, so this comic is not for kids. There's also a lot of nudity, too, I should mention. There's a lot... the supporting cast is really kind of cool. I love how they do all these different... how they basically have all these legions, all these different races. Like the Ant Legion refer to their queen as Queen Wife Mother, because that's kind of what an ant queen is. There's also the Spider Witches, who are more like mystics and whatnot. Then you have like the Maggot Priests, and it's almost like they're the Beetle Raiders are like the orcs from Warhammer, where they just want a good scrap. I love, even though like we don't do a lot, like Aaron does a lot of world building, he does it naturally, and he does it in the span of 6 issues. This is book one. I wouldn't say this. I don't think this is it's not an ongoing in the sense that like Aaron is like this is issue 6. Wait for issue 7. It's going to be like in different books. They did say Aaron did say that like a special is out, the Spider Witch, Spider Witch special, and then it's on to book 2. So called, and I'm not joking, the Fellowship of the Fucked Up. That's the name of book, will be the name of book 2. But yeah, the bug people are like aware of humans. Like I said, they call them world stompers, and they fear them like gods, or wrathful beings. Especially Sid, who brought the End Storm, which is basically him mowing over a lawn. Which there's this great moment in the comic, in the start of the comic, where the Beetle Raiders and the Ant Legions are going to war, and they're talking about the End Storm, and it just annihilates everyone. You already know, someone just used a lawnmower to just kill everyone inadvertently, and lo and behold, that was the case. Yeah, this comic is awesome. I really enjoyed it. It's like a more graphic take on, again, like a fun shrink down adventure. So if you want to have if you want to see like a more like Conan-esque flair to your kind of stories like this, because again, you would think this would be more of a fun kid story, but it's Jason Aaron, and Jason Aaron doesn't do that. And if he does, it's more like, hey, you want to have a fun adventure where the main character is a dorky, likable kid? Oh, look at that, he punched a guy's jaw off, and also butterfly people want to fuck him. That's in this book. Anyway, so yeah, I would say give this a look. I think this is a pretty unique idea. If you liked, again, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Conan, or that game called Grounded, I think you would really like this as well. So yeah, I highly recommend Bug Wars. Chris, thank you so much for sending me this comic. Other than that, you guys tell me in the comments below. If you've read Bug Wars, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.